All right. Whoa, that's a nice one.
All right, guys, here we are in downtown Chicago. Have some lovely, God, what happened here? Have some lovely sights at the boat ramp. I have no idea how the top of this boat ripped off. But yeah, there's Soldier Field, right where the Chicago Bears play. We are in downtown Chicago. Not exactly what most people would consider bass fishing paradise, but Ryan and myself hope to get in a very, very good bite today. Welcome to the Mystery Tackle Box channel. My name is Chris Bulaw. Today I'm going to be fishing with Ryan Whitacre of Tightroppe Jigs, and our goal for the day is to put a lot of very large Great Lakes smallmouth in the boat for you guys, all fishing the brand new Tightroppe jig.
Smallmouth are being jerks, and got some bites, but they're not, you know, they don't want to connect.
No.
But I think it's going to be better in here.
I grew up in the Chicago suburbs, so I've been in Chicago all my life, and this is the very first time I have had a boat, particularly a small 18-foot bass boat in the Chicago River. It's a very interesting, cool experience. But yeah, the goal at the beginning of the day was to catch some big smallmouth. We did catch a couple, but they were on swim baits. They weren't on the jig.
So they don't count.
So they don't count. The goal for the day was to catch fish on the Tightroppe Baby Fireworks Super Jig. So we are going to do that in the Chicago River instead, hopefully with a bunch of largemouth. Are there smallmouth in here too?
Yeah, there's a handful, but you can't plan for them. If you catch one, it's random. But yeah, there's a chance of getting one.
Yeah, even if we catch anything in this river right now, it'll be remarkable. So this is first spot, literally under a steakhouse. This is a little jig I'm rolling. Which one are you going with?
You have the green pumpkin, the tickler on there.
1/4 ounce. So Ryan, give a brief little rundown for those that don't know the history of this little finesse jig, why the skirt is cut the way it is, why the head is shaped the way it is, all that good stuff.
Okay, yeah, the jig is something that was born here in Chicago for the purpose of not hanging up every other jig we were throwing on almost every cast. We got very snaggy stuff in Chicago, on the big lake and in the river. And the skirt was trimmed that way because we were trying to imitate gobies. So by trimming it short and making it puffed out, it looked like the big head of a goby. And then when you paired it with a straight tail trailer, you know, it looked perfect like a goby. The happy accident of it was that it hardly snagged at all because that skirt kind of holds it up from falling into the crevices. So that was just something that was awesome. We didn't have to go through a dozen jigs every time we fished.
Already snagging?
I just pulled it over a big piece of rebar and it didn't hang. But this is a very snaggy spot.
As you can imagine, the amount of stuff that gets dumped in this river is it's fairly endless. I'm slightly nervous about my 12-pound fluorocarbon at this point.
There's a beam that runs across here. You're going to feel your jig come over it every time. You just got to kind of worm it over it.
I can't imagine fishing a spot like this not during COVID. Do you just feel like a zoo animal at an exhibit with everyone staring at you? Because there really aren't that many people walking around right now.
Yeah, you get a lot of applause up here when you catch it.
A lot of applause. Yeah, I mean, there'll be people running right there.
Fishing it when the river is dyed green during St. Patrick's Day is really fun.
Have you caught bass when the river's dyed green?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? But that's in March.
Yes. This river's good in March. It stays pretty warm. There's a lot of discharges down there, so.
I'm just going to swim this. Oh! Yeah, he hit it. There's a school of bass chasing shad, like, yeah, on the swim. Back in here. Got him? Oh my goodness. Chicago River Giant. Bass do exist, and they survive, and they live in here.
They do.
Wow. What's the biggest bass you caught in this river?
Like 4 pounds. 4.5.
No. But I should. Oh, Jesus. Dude, I was like, my jig is not sinking. Dude.
Right on the wall.
Right on the wall.
Look at all these carp.
Oh, look at all the carp. Oh, okay, so the wall doesn't come down, it like extends in.
It goes under, yeah.
I can't get over how weird this is. This is just... This might be normal for you if you... Oh my goodness. Nicer one. This might be normal for you because you've been doing this for decades.
Oh yeah.
This is not normal.
It's fun though, isn't it?
It is. The birthplace of the tightrope.
Look at that. Dude, so many of these bass have black spots on them in this river.
Do you know why that is?
I've never seen more. Well, I've heard that it's the mark of a healthy fishery.
Really?
I mean, look at the water. Look how clean and brown it is.
Yeah. God, you guys probably can't see with the camera, but there is about at least 50 carp, like right there, right under the surface.
I think the bass are sitting underneath the carp for shade.
For shade. I mean, there have to be hundreds of like just fish, bluegill, crappie, bass, walleye, carp. There's everything in this river, right?
Oh yeah.
So the reason you guys didn't see smallmouth footage from earlier is that the goal of the day was to catch fish on the tightrope jig and only the tightrope jig.
It's true.
But they were really on shad earlier, and they very much like this very large 4.75 inch 𝗙cie 𝗹𝗹cie𝘄. But we're not going to do that right now, Ryan.
We're not going to do that right now.
We're not going to do that. I am going to be using the same 1/4 ounce jig that we were just catching a bunch of fish in the river with. Same little 𝗙cie𝗰𝗶𝗹 trailer. Please fish, I'm feeling lucky. To reiterate what Ryan said before, when you're working this jig, a lot of times it's best just to give it short little hops. Because even though out here it's going to imitate a goby or a crawfish, if you're on any sort of pond or reservoir where you're fishing rockier bottom, this thing also imitates little bluegill, little shad, baby bass. It really imitates like a wide variety of things that these fish are eating and keying in on the bottom. So don't think this is just a goby jig or just a crawfish jig. This thing will imitate pretty much any forage that's hopping around, milling around on the bottom there. So Ryan, literally first cast, just got a bite. Right under the boat?
No, I was back there.
Told you. All right. Ooh, that's a nice one. Jig bites. He was messing with it for a few seconds there.
He's doing pretty good.
That's a big one.
Sorry.
Big camera's going on for that one. Good Lord. Okay, talk to me.
All right, that was nuts. That was 2 casts in a row. I got bit, and then this one I was dragging. I had contact with the jig, and then there was about 5 feet of slack in the line without warning. So I started cranking to catch up to the weight so I could set the hook, and then it almost ripped the rod out of my hand real quick and then dropped it again. And then I was yelling obscenities at it, and he decided to eat it. So thank you, fish. Did you see that bite in the rod tip?
I didn't see the bite, but I saw your rod tip like half bend over. Dude? Dude. A pipsqueak.
What is that?
What is that?
Hey.
He's gonna knock your glasses in the water for disrespecting his size.
That's weird, man. That happened last time. See? That's a fish.
It is.
You hit it really hard. Under the boat.
Ryan, it's cold and it's now dark.
I know.
The city looks nice though.
It does.
All right, so before we say goodbye, Ryan is going to leave you guys with 3 scenarios that are really good to throw a finesse jig. Ryan, what are these 3 scenarios?
I would say number 1, post-frontal conditions. When you got high skies, not much wind, no current. That would be 1. Fishing pressure, any lake with a lot of fishing pressure. small jig, small profile, slow retrieve. Cold water would be number 3. Anything below, once it's dipping below 55, but I tend to like it more in the 40s because you got a lot of bait fish stuff going on in the 50s. Once you get into the 40s, a lot of those fish suck to the bottom. You can sneak it up on them.
That is gold. I hope you guys enjoyed this downtown Chicago urban fishing mission with the Tightroppe Baby Fireworks Super Jig. I got that right, didn't I?
You got it.
Where does the name come from? We have to say that too. Where does the name come from?
So we got Baby Firework because at the time Katy Perry was exploding, and I really kind of liked that fireworks song of hers for like a week, and that just happened to be the week that we came up with the jig. That's pretty much it.
And it's a super jig because it just does a super job at catching fish.
That's JP's part. It's a super jig. He just thinks it's a super jig. I agree.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, Ryan and JP, thank you very much for the Baby Fireworks Super Jig, and thank you to all of you for watching. Again, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to the Mystery Tackle Box YouTube channel for more. Adios from beautiful downtown Chicago.